Hey there, plant lovers. Have you ever wanted a houseplant that's tropical, low maintenance, and an absolute showstopper? Well, let me introduce you to one of my favorites, Bromeliads. Yep, those gorgeous plants with their bold colors and unique shapes. There are over 3,000 species of these beauties, but today we're focusing on 15 types that are perfect for your home or garden. Some of these are super beginner-friendly, while others might be a bit more of a challenge, but trust me, they're all worth it. By the end of this video, you'll be itching to add a few to your collection. All right, let's get started. Let's kick things off with one of my absolute favorites, the Neoregelia Bromeliad. This plant is perfect if you're like me and love low-maintenance options that still look like they belong in a tropical paradise. What makes Neoregelia stand out? It's all about that color pop in the center. These guys thrive on indirect light, so they're great for a bright corner indoors or a shady spot in your garden. Here's a pro tip: water the center of the plant, not the soil. Bromeliads like this one absorb water through their central cup, making them super easy to care for. And you only need to do this every week or so. How's that for low effort? Whether you're a plant newbie or a seasoned collector, Neoregelia is a showstopper that doesn't demand much attention. Stick it in a pretty pot, give it some love, and it'll brighten up any space. Up next, we've got another Bromeliad that's just as stunning, but brings a whole different vibe. Stay tuned. All right, plant lovers, let's talk about Guzmania. Bromeliads. These are the ones that scream tropical paradise with their stunning, bright bracts that look like flowers. They're an absolute must-have if you want a low-maintenance plant that's also a showstopper. Guzmanias are all about drama. Their bracts can stay vibrant for months, and the best part? They don't need much care to thrive. Just give them a spot with bright indirect light and keep them away from direct sun. It's that simple. Here's the trick with Guzmanias. Water goes right into the cup in the center, just like with the Neoregelia. And they love a little humidity, so if you're feeling fancy, mist them every now and then. Super easy, right? If you're into bold colors and plants that don't ask for much, Guzmania is your new best friend. Trust me, it'll turn any space into an instant mood booster. Next, we're diving into a Bromeliad that's a little edgier. Don't miss it. Next on the list is the Urn Plant, also known as Echmea fasciata. This is the one that'll make people go, "Whoa, is that even real?" With its unique pink bracts and silvery leaves, it's definitely a conversation starter. And yep, it's as low maintenance as they come. What's great about the Urn Plant is its adaptability. It can handle indirect light indoors or even some partial shade outside. Plus, its leaves have this cool powdery texture that helps it conserve moisture, so you won't have to water it constantly. Like other Bromeliads, you want to water this beauty right into the center cup. No need to drench the soil. And hey, if you live somewhere with dry air, give it a mist every now and then to keep it happy. If you're looking for a plant that's low effort but looks like it belongs in a botanical garden, the Urn Plant is a winner. Stick around, because the next Bromeliad on our list has a completely different vibe, and you're gonna love it. All right, plant lovers, this one's a crowd favorite, the Pineapple Bromeliad. Yep, it's exactly what it sounds like, a plant that grows a mini pineapple. And the best part, it's super low maintenance and doubles as a fun conversation piece. Here's the deal with Pineapple Bromeliads. They love bright, indirect light and are surprisingly hardy. Whether you keep them indoors or outside, they're pretty forgiving and don't need a ton of attention. Plus, how cool is it to grow your own tiny pineapple? Unlike some other Bromeliads, the Pineapple Bromeliad prefers you water the soil, not the center. And if you're growing it outside, make sure it's in well-draining soil so it doesn't get waterlogged. If you've ever dreamed of having a tropical vibe at home, or just love the idea of growing a pineapple, this plant's for you. Up next, we've got the Earth Star. How cool is that name? This Bromeliad is perfect if you're into bold shapes and colors but don't want a plant that's a diva. It's low maintenance, compact, and a total eye-catcher. What makes the Earth Star stand out is its shape. Those leaves form a star pattern that looks amazing in any space. And the best part? It's super easy to care for. Just give it bright, indirect light and keep the soil slightly moist. It doesn't ask for much. Earth stars love a bit of humidity, so a quick mist every now and then keeps them happy. And unlike some other Bromeliads, these prefer to be watered at the soil level instead of in a central cup. See? Totally manageable. All right, folks, let me introduce you to the Flaming Sword Bromeliad. This plant's name says it all. It's bold, fiery, and totally stunning. If you want something that makes your space feel exotic but doesn't demand constant attention, this is the one. The flaming sword is all about that iconic flower spike. It's bright, long-lasting, and guaranteed to be a showstopper. And like most bromeliads, it thrives in bright, indirect light and only needs a little water in its central cup. These guys are super easy to care for. Just keep a bit of water in the center cup and make sure the soil doesn't get too soggy. Oh, and they love humidity, so if you're feeling fancy, give them a mist every now and then. If you're looking for a plant that's low maintenance but packs a punch in the style department, the flaming sword is a no-brainer. Stick around because the next bromeliad on the list is all about soft, calming vibes. You won't want to miss it. All right, let's talk about Tillandsia, or as most people call them, air plants. These little guys are like the rebels of the bromeliad world. No soil needed. Just pop them on a cool display like driftwood or a hanging ornament, and they're good to go. Tillandsia are incredibly versatile. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and you can display them pretty much anywhere. They don't need a pot, and they're super easy to move around if you want to switch up your decor. Care couldn't be simpler. A quick soak once a week or a light misting a couple of times is all they need. Oh, and make sure they're in a spot with good air circulation. They're called air plants for a reason. If you're looking for a bromeliad that's fun, unique, and ridiculously low maintenance, Tillandsia is the way to go. Plus, they're great for small spaces or if you want to get creative with your plant displays. Up next, we're diving into a bromeliad with some seriously wild colors. You're gonna love it. Let's talk about the Nidularium Bromeliad, folks. This beauty's like the quiet artist in the Bromeliad family. Understated, but absolutely gorgeous when you really look at it. It's low maintenance and perfect for adding a pop of color to your indoor or shaded garden spaces. One of the coolest things about the Nidularium is its vibrant center. It almost looks like a flower, but it's actually just brilliantly colored leaves. It loves low to medium light, so it's great for those slightly darker corners of your home. These guys are pretty chill. Keep the soil slightly moist and they'll thrive. You don't need to fuss over them, which makes them perfect if you're busy but still want something that looks like you put in the effort. The Nidularium Bromeliad is perfect if you're looking for a plant that's subtle yet stunning. It's low maintenance, colorful, and adds a tropical vibe without being over the top. Stick around because the next bromeliad we're covering is an absolute masterpiece of nature. Next up, we've got the Billbergia Bromeliad. This one's a little different with its unique tubular leaves and dramatic, almost exotic-looking flowers. If you're into low-maintenance plants that still bring a lot of personality to the table, this is your guy. The Billbergia doesn't mess around with subtlety. Its flower spike is pretty wild, with colors that pop against the green foliage. It's one of those plants that demands attention, but doesn't require a ton of care. Just like other bromeliads, Billbergia likes a little water in its central cup, and it enjoys bright, indirect light. Don't overdo it with the watering, though. Let the soil dry out between waterings, and you're golden. If you want a low-maintenance bromeliad with a splash of color and personality, the Billbergia is an easy pick. It's got that tropical flair without being fussy. Stick around because up next, we're checking out a bromeliad with one of the coolest flowers yet. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get into the Dyckia Bromeliad. This one's for you if you're looking for something with a bit of an edge, literally. It's got these tough, spiky leaves that really stand out in a garden or as part of an indoor collection. The Dyckia's got this wild, spiky look that gives it a kind of fierce elegance. And don't let those spines fool you. It's actually pretty tough when it comes to care. This plant is low maintenance and thrives even when you forget about it a little. Water this guy once every couple of weeks, especially if it's outside and it's getting enough sunlight. It likes well-drained soil and full sun, so you're good to go as long as it's not soaking wet. These tough guys like to dry out between waterings. If you want a bromeliad that's as low maintenance as it is striking, the Dyckia's got you covered. It'll survive through dry spells, and with its spiky leaves and silvery sheen, it's bound to catch some attention. Stick around because we've got one more bromeliad to round out our list. All right, moving on to the Hechtia Bromeliad. This one's definitely got a more rugged vibe. Think spiky, metallic-looking leaves that really pop. If you're into plants that look a little more architectural but still require minimal care, this is your plant. Hechtia's got this cool spiny look that's perfect for those of you who want something that's a little more dramatic. The silvery gray leaves with red tips really catch the light. making it a showstopper. But the best part? It's super easy to care for. Water it when the soil's dry. This plant doesn't need a lot of attention, and it thrives in full sun. It's perfect for those dry, sunny spots where most plants would struggle. If you're looking for a tough, low-maintenance bromeliad that looks as cool as it is easy to care for, the Hechtia is a solid choice. It's got that wild, almost desert plant look but doesn't need much to thrive. Stick around because we're almost at the end of the list with one more awesome bromeliad. Now, let's check out the Catopsis Bromeliad. This one's a little more subtle, with these cool, hanging leaves that have a sort of wild jungle vibe. If you're after a bromeliad that's low maintenance but still interesting, this is a great pick. Catopsis is known for its unique look. The leaves are long, slender, and a little bit silvery, which gives it this beautiful, almost wild feel. It's the kind of plant that doesn't demand a ton of attention but definitely draws the eye. Water it when the soil feels dry. This plant doesn't like to sit in wet conditions. A little water once in a while is all it needs, and it's super adaptable to different light conditions, from indirect to bright light. If you want a bromeliad that's low maintenance but still adds a touch of jungle to your space, the Catopsis is a solid choice. It's easy, adaptable, and looks great wherever you place it. Next up, we've got the Quesnelia Bromeliad. Now, this one's a real standout with its gorgeous flower spike, bright red with a little touch of blue. It's got that tropical flair, and it's low maintenance, so you don't have to worry about babying it. The Quesnelia's flower spike is what really makes it pop. It's almost like a tropical firecracker, and it'll last a while, so you get plenty of time to enjoy its color. As for care, this plant is a breeze, no need for constant attention. Just like most bromeliads, you want to make sure it gets a little water in that central cup. Water it when the soil's dry, and keep it in bright, indirect light. This plant can handle a little neglect, so it's perfect if you're not always around to pamper it. If you're looking for something that adds a bold pop of color and is super easy to care for, the Quesnelia Bromeliad is a winner. It's got the tropical vibe without the hassle. All right, here's something that's going to make a statement. This is the Giant Bromeliad. If you want a plant that's got size, style, and is still super low maintenance, this one's for you. Look at those leaves. This thing can really fill out a space. The Giant Bromeliad lives up to its name. Those broad, striking leaves make it a real showstopper, and the best part? It doesn't require all that much care. It's perfect for someone who wants to add some drama to their garden or home without the hassle. Just like most bromeliads, water it in the center and make sure the soil dries out between waterings. It thrives in bright light but can handle a bit of shade too. Plus, it's super tolerant to different climates, so if you're in a warmer area, it'll do great outside. If you've got the space and want a bromeliad that's big, bold, and easy to care for, the Giant Bromeliad is a no-brainer. It's low maintenance, but still makes an impact. All right, here's the last one on our list, the Hohenbergia Bromeliad. This plant's a bit of a hidden gem. It's got these big, sturdy leaves, and it's super low maintenance, making it perfect for anyone who wants something easy yet still visually striking. The Hohenbergia's leaves are thick and robust, giving it a more sculptural feel. And check out that flower spike. It's this really cool pinkish hue that adds a pop of color. It's another plant that doesn't require a lot of fuss, but still gives you something special. It's pretty easy. Just make sure the center stays filled with water, and water it when the soil's dry. Like a lot of these bromeliads, it prefers bright, indirect light, and it'll thrive without much else. Perfect if you're a plant lover but not a plant expert. And that's a wrap on 15 types of bromeliads you should definitely grow if you're into low-maintenance plants. Whether you're just starting out or adding more green to your space, these guys are easy to care for and look amazing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more plant tips. Catch you next time!